This Zoom session is being brought to you by the Fractal Inverse Bullseye Bubble Tree. Okay, today is for 5-7, the cross product or vector product. And I got to tell you that there's an error right here. How embarrassing. But all right. The cross product, certain V cross W, it's between two vectors. It yields a three-dimensional vector. So it takes two vectors and yields a two 3D vectors and yields a 3D vector. Here's the formula. First component is V2W3 minus V3W2. Second component, well, this is a mistake. This should be V3W1 minus V1W3. These twos should be threes, honk, and I shall change it in the canvas shortly after we finish the class. And the last component is V1W2 minus V2W1. This can be written as a 3x3 matrix, determinative matrix. First row is IJK, second row V1, V2, V3, third row W1, W2, W3. Okay, so let's see. The cross product, given two vectors, V and W, the cross product is perpendicular to both. Its length is equal to the area spanned by these two vectors. So its length is length of V, length of W. Okay, this two needs some changes. Times sine of the angle between them. Now, a vector has a zero angle with itself, and sine of 0 is 0. So U cross product U is always a zero vector. And because this is written with determinants, if you swap the twos and threes and ones and twos and then twos and threes, then you get these turn into their opposites. So U cross V equals the opposite of V cross U. And it's associative in this sense. A number alpha times U cross V equals alpha U cross V. And it's distributed over vector addition. U cross V dot plus W equals U cross V plus U cross W. All right, it's used in various things in physics and so on. And yes, there is some trigonometry in the form of the sine theta, but mostly it's this linear algebra. So we have some examples. Okay, we did do a 2x2 determinant. 3 times 2 minus 4 times 1 is a 2 by 2 determinant, which is 2. Why they asked that. Here we have A, B, C, negative 1, 3, 5, 5, 0, negative 2. Just a second. Rest just came in. All right. Then it'll be A times the determinant of 3, 5, 0, 2 minus B, so the determinant of minus 1, 5, 5, 2, plus C times minus 1, 3, 5, 0. The idea is for each of A, B, and C, we delete its row and column and look at the determinant of what remains. And then we do it and alternate A minus B plus C. And if you work this out, it's minus 6A plus 23B minus 15C. Okay, and so we'll use the same rule in determining this 3x3 determinant for the cross product. What is V is 2, negative 3, 1, W is 3, negative 2, negative 1. What's the cross products? V dot W, W dot V, W dot W, and V dot V. Okay, these last two, W cross W and V cross V, are both 0. That's sort of the definition of how the definition of cross product works for a thing with itself. V cross W, well, we put 2, negative 3, 1, and 3, negative 2, negative 1 for the second and third row, and IJK for the first row. You're going to have I times the determinant, negative 3, 1, negative 2, 1, minus J times 2, 1, 3, negative 1, determinant, plus K times determinant of 2, negative 3, 3, negative 2. And then after working this out, it'd be negative 1I minus negative 5J plus 5K. So negative 1, positive 5, positive 5. V dot W be the opposite of, W dot V is the opposite of V dot W. So it'll be the opposite of negative 1, 5, 5, or 1, negative 5, negative 5. Now here we have a fancy thing, a dot product with a cross product, which turns out to be equal to the volume of the parallel pipette that the three vectors span. We'll get to that later. So, and all right, so 2, 3, negative 3, 1 dot. Negative 3, 3, 2, cross 1, 1, 3. Okay. Negative 3 times 3 minus 2 times 1 minus negative 3 minus 3 times negative 3 minus 1 times 2 plus negative 3 times 1 plus 3 times minus 3 times 1. Where it comes out to 7, 11, negative 6. Here I used, well, this formula after I fix this 2 and this 2 here, but it comes to the same thing. And so 2, negative 3, 1 dot 7, 11, negative 6. You multiply components and add. 2 times 7 plus negative 3 times 11 plus 1 times negative 6, which after you work it out is negative 25. Well, okay. With that mild anticlimax, we have come to the end of our assigned homework. Actually, this isn't even assigned, I do believe. It's an extra credit thing on the homework site, on the homework sheet I gave you. Let me stop recording.